leading up to it, the Elimination Chamber, which is what happened last night. And so let's talk about it a little bit. So first we saw in the women's Elimination Chamber match, winner of this goes on to Mania as well, taking on Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. Asuka, Carmella, Miss Rodriguez, Raquel Rodriguez, Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, and Natalia. And on top of that, we saw Asuka come out, the winner. And we got this new Asuka. We got this in Japan. This was her look there. I guess the heel version of Asuka. Was the right decision made here? Do you think Asuka was the one to win it and give Bianca Belair the WrestleMania match that we all look forward to?
I'm gonna go a little heel on this. I don't. That match felt like a cavalcade of who's not gonna win, except for Asuka. It was just like, oh yeah, Asuka's gonna win this. I mean,
Yeah.
Raquel Gonzalez would have been great, but you knew she wasn't gonna win it. Liv Morgan already had a chance; she's not gonna win it. Natalia, no. I mean, she's had her tons of options, and it was just like constantly, just like, it's gonna be Asuka. So I mean, it was a good match, but a very predictable ending.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I didn't see anyone else but Asuka, especially with her big change and going to this new look of hers and everything.
They did a good job of getting Carmella over as a heel, though. Teasing,
yeah.
She kept going into the different pods and running away. I really did a good job of getting her over, even though she didn't win.
Carmella was robbed. That's all I'm saying. That should have been Carmella.
Yeah, I can definitely see her having a good storyline down the road, but gotta give her someone to work with. We saw the Battle of the Behemoths. Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar. Now the ending of this was kind of controversial. You know, we saw basically it ended with Brock Lesnar low blow. Referee rings the bell, disqualification. So Bobby Lashley ended up winning. Is there an end to this? Is that it? Do we see this going on the Mania?
My question is, after watching these two humongoloids go at it, are people getting tired of watching these two?
It's a good question. What do you guys think?
I do enjoy two big beefy men hitting each other. That's always an enjoyment. I just wish they need one more match. I thought this should have been the match to end it.
Yeah.
Finalize. We're done. We've had 3 matches. Let's move forward. Instead, it's like, oh, nuts. And now we're going to have to do another match with Bray Wyatt thrown in at WrestleMania. Yeah. It just felt like a lot of this pay-per-view just felt like, okay, we did things. Now we're going to have to figure out other things. Let's go.
If you think about it, Bray Wyatt had such the following or whatever coming into this. You know, he was off for a while, then he came back and everybody went crazy. If he's going to be involved with this Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar thing, doesn't that kind of dilute him a little bit? Anybody?
Thoughts?
I can see that. Yeah, I mean, but again, maybe they're thinking that by him just being next to Lesnar and Lashley as top draws, that it'll elevate him.
Okay, I don't want this comment to be directed as mine for future reference, so I'm going to do this. What if they decided to actually force Bobby and Brock to tag against Uncle Howdy and Bray? I mean, they need both of them. They need all 4 at WrestleMania. They've already started to address this. So, I mean, could this be the way to go? Again, this is Darren Stone speaking.
That is true. That is a possible thing there, because why get Uncle Howdy involved at all, and why put him in the ring? And so we saw the contact there that got in there and actually, did a spot and stuff. So yeah, we could see Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt tag team against Lesnar and Lashley. So it was very interesting to see where it goes for sure. So
it seemed like this was the first time in a while that Lesnar couldn't just suplex. He actually had to struggle with Lashley, and they actually had to go outside the ring a little bit, come back in, and actually have a wrestling match for a while.
Yeah, that's true. So, who's getting, if Bray Wyatt does get involved with all said party, who's getting over who? Is Lesnar? Are they just tag team two dance partners that have great matches? Is Lesnar trying to up Bray? Is Bray trying to up Lesnar?
Shenanigans.
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 That is correct. And speaking of some shenanigans, we saw husband and wife getting a ring together. Edge and Beth Phoenix against Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. Now, did they? I was real protective while watching this. I was very protective of Rhea Ripley. I didn't want to get her to lose her steam on the way to WrestleMania in this match. Every big move that happened, I was like, oh, I don't want to see it. I want her to be dominant on the way into Mania. So I was very afraid of her getting pinned for a while there. I was like, man, if they pin her, that's gonna just kill her. And she didn't get pinned, but she ended up on a losing team, but not got pinned. I don't know. What do you guys think of that booking decision there?
I don't think it's going to matter much because I think the idea she's taking on Charlotte Flair,
Yeah,
and I think that sells itself. And I don't think
sure.
she could lose steam at this point. And with all the things that she's done and as over as she is in a heel sort of way.
Right.
But no, I don't think she loses anything with this.
No, and I mean, she was taking on the Glamazon, the lady who hit her head in a Royal Rumble and then bled for like 20 minutes.
That's true.
So, I mean, she's one of the females where it's like, if she loses to a part timer, that wouldn't have been that bad. But I think they're still continuing on Finn and Edge's storyline. But I mean, I do enjoy seeing them hit each other.
Yeah. Surfer J, you were able to make it for this show. I'm glad you flew back from Elimination Chamber after tagging with Rhea Ripley. So we always say Surfer
Yeah.
J looks like Finn Balor. So
Well, what can I say? But yeah, I mean, I think typically you would say Rhea needs to be as strong as possible and not lose heading to WrestleMania. But it seemed to me like this was something to give Montreal a good match, give them something to cheer about. You know, the good guys won, and we'll live to fight another day with Rhea, and we still got time to save her for Mania and save the build up.
Darren Stone.
All I have to say is I can take mommy out. She's nothing compared to me. This is Darren Stone speaking.
All right, and in the men's elimination chamber for the United States belt, Austin Theory, they put it all out there for him to take on uh, Montez Ford, Bronson Reed, Gargano, and Damian Priest and Seth Rollins. Someone else got involved in that match, one of the Paul brothers, and damn it, hate to say it, I like the guy. Guy can go in here and do things, and it looks like we're going to see. Well, first off, Austin Theory retained. He ended up winning after that interference with Logan Paul, and it looks like the rumors may be true. I don't want to take away from a guy who digs in the dirt around here, but could we see? We'll answer that. We'll answer that question later. Could it be Rollins, Logan Paul at Mania? Maybe JB will have more on that. So, but thoughts on the match altogether? Austin Theory retains and his Mania opponent. Well, actually, one more thing. In a private press conference after the pay per view, Edge already had accepted an open challenge that Austin Theory put out there. He's going to go after the belt on Monday Night Raw. So now Monday we're going to see Edge in Theory. After that, probably won't see changing of the title there. I don't think so. And Austin Theory at Mania. So, but anyway, thoughts on the match, gentlemen.
I thought it was a great match. I thought it seemed like the majority of the match reason was just to get over Montez Ford. And it seems like they're maybe going to push him to the next level because they let him get so much stuff in and let him do all the coolest spots that you're going to remember from this. But then
going all Spider-Man from the top of the cage.
Yeah, but then it was like, all right, so Austin still wins. Rollins is going to do something else, and then they do like an injury deal with Montez. So that kind of confused me a little bit, actually.
Was he hurt, or was that just we're all thinking part of the show? Because it was funny because I was kind of working last night, and I had a coworker who's like, he's kind of on the outer edge of wrestling, and he was just like, wait, I don't see them throwing the X up or anything. I mean, I'm like, oh, I don't know if they do that anymore that much, but I couldn't. It felt real enough where it was like, is he actually hurt or not? So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think he's actually hurt, or was that just part
It
of the
seemed,
show?
it seemed to me like that was the way to get the cage door open to get the Paul brother in.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Yeah, that's true. So what do you see for Austin Theory in the future? Well,
Well,
actually,
I may have something about that. We'll
okay, yeah,
talk about that. But
yeah, we'll save that one. So,
I just want to kind of address the Logan Paul thing, which is again,
go
I
ahead,
was
sir.
thinking one of my favorite movies is a movie called High Fidelity, and Jack Black is in it, and they're listening to this music, and it's about basically a bunch of guys in a music store. He's sitting here just like rubbing his head, and they're listening to this music, and they're like, what is this? Oh, this is the weird little skater kids from outside. Oh, I hate it. It is so good. That's Logan Paul right now. It's like, oh, I hate it, but he's so good at it. Why? No. All right, fine. You're
Right.
good at it.
My thoughts exactly. So,
Well, the Rollins match ought to be great at Russell. If that's what they're leading toward, Rollins and Paul, that should be a great match.
yeah, we'll see. I think JB may have more on that later, but um, leading to the main event of last night. I'll go back here to open discussion. 5 shot of everyone here. So, the main event in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, the home of Sami Zayn, the challenger. It was Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn. And boy, was that crowd to the point where even Roman Reigns, the champion, came out first, and that was pretty good booking there. And then Sami Zayn came out the heat second. They knew that crowd was going to go absolutely crazy for him. So, and in the end, Roman Reigns still standing up tall. What do you think? But let me ask you this: I thought of this. Did the WWE or Triple H or all the guys who make this decision? They didn't shoot themselves in the foot. Do you think they shot themselves in the foot? Is this another Daniel Bryan where they didn't give it to the guy right away? Do you think they by not giving it to Sammy last night and setting up Sammy and Cody, did it kill anything? Or do you think it's okay? I'm just playing devil's advocate there. That's not exactly my feelings. Maybe Darren Starr's feelings, but uh, was it a mistake? Basically, my question is: was it a mistake not to give it to Sammy last night?
No, 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 because in my opinion, just my opinion, JB and I have talked about this a little bit, and we kind of have a difference of opinion here, but I think the idea of a one-on-one match between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania would be, it is, to me, is total money. And it's in Los Angeles. It's going to be a big deal. And I think what you want is a one-on-one situation there, not necessarily a three-way, because I think a three-way dilutes the intensity a little bit of that match.
Right.
But I don't think they made a mistake by not putting it on Sami Zayn. And I mean, there's no reason to think that he might not get it, down the road a ways or whatever the case may be. Or, I mean, I think the future is very bright for Sami Zayn.
Very true. JB.
With that loss, I was the one who was wanting the three-way for the at WrestleMania. I know it's always better with just two dudes, but that I don't know. I'm afraid that it's a different era. I got to remember that it's not the same era. We've been so conditioned to this would be the time Sammy gets shuffled and forgotten and pushed away.
Right.
And it's over. So I'm hoping Triple H won't do that. And I just thought of this while we were talking. I would hope that Sammy is the first opponent after WrestleMania if Cody wins. If they had that segment on Raw, it's like, I don't want to see you until WrestleMania. Maybe this is where he comes out afterwards, or maybe he shows up during the match in WrestleMania and something happens and that leads to this. I mean, Sammy has just been so hot, and I just don't want if he goes away for a month, it's going to hurt him.
Yeah.
Now, does that hurt the company? No, but it hurts one of the talent. And so that's just what I think my biggest fear.
Jay Surfer.
I mean, I think this storyline is so hot that there's ways to get Zayn back over at another time.
Yeah.
And the crowd still loves Zayn. They did a good job at the end, kind of tying this together with Owens and everything. But I think the just the whole storyline is so hot that they'll be fine if they didn't put it on them right, last night. And honestly, I didn't think I'm just WWE logic in me was thinking Reigns is going to be the champion going into Mania. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to switch any titles unless it's at Mania. But the match was just incredible. I mean, the first 10 minutes of it, they barely even touched each other, and the crowd was going crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
less is more, and they showed it last night. When you have a storyline that is that hot, you don't have to go in there and just start swinging and calling spots and throwing people outside. You could just walk around and just milk it.
Mm.
I, as
Very
Darren
good.
Stone, do not feel that Sami Zayn is worthy of stepping into the ring with Roman Reigns. I, Darren Stone, am behind the tribal chief 100%. That is all. No Cody, no Sami, no one. Tribal chief and his council forever. God, Darren, come on.
Very good. Yeah, so many doors, so many things can happen. That's yeah, like you guys say, it's so hot. I believe they can still just about every door they walk through is going to have a good ending. So, of course, there's ways to maybe kill it off some, but yeah, I'm excited. No matter what happens, it's so good. Very, very exciting to see what's going to happen here.
And now you got to figure out what's
Really.
going on with the Usos.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
could Zayn could go back with them, and that's a whole nother layer to this big puzzle they're putting together.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. So many doorways to open and so much good storytelling to be told here soon. So, and that's it for the Elimination Chamber there. So, take a quick break. Hey, we're going to talk to you about another show. Oh, you got something? See, Rich?
Yeah, well, you gotta keep in mind tonight is the night of the wise man. And, of course, he's talking to Darren, but he's still the wise man. And, it's going to be an enlightening night for all of us.
Yes, it is. I have taught Paul Heyman everything I know for the tribal chief. Since our interview, he has taken what I have given him to the new levels for the tribal chief.